Second myth I want to talk about that comes up a lot with customers is it's not even a myth as much as it is just a misdirection.
Okay.
So people read these ebooks that tell them to go after something called long tail keywords. And long tail, if you don't know what long tail means, the other sort of term I use for it is going after the low hanging fruit. Right. So for instance, we just finished with a life insurance client here in Canada that wanted to be in the top 10 for some major terms. When they came to see us, they had all these long tail keywords. They wanted to be number one for over 50 life insurance, and they wanted to be number one for term life insurance, and they wanted to be number one for all these different what we call long tail terms, when really they should have been looking at life insurance.
Sure.
Right? That's the holy grail.
That's the goal.
And it's almost like saying, well, I'm going to go buy a lottery ticket, but I'm not going to buy the one with the multi-million-dollar jackpot because there's no chance I'm going to win. So I'll buy the one with the $100,000 jackpot because I have a better chance of winning. When the reality is, your chances are pretty much the same when you buy one lottery ticket versus another. It's a shot in the dark. Search engine optimization is not a shot in the dark. There is an art to it, but what happens is these people they set the bar so low that when they don't get there, they don't make any money.
Yeah.
Whereas when you set the bar high, if you say, look, I'm going to go after life insurance.
Yeah.
What people don't realize is that you pick up these long tail terms along the way based on the content on your site, based on that 10% on-page SEO that we talked about. So, if you have an over 50 section on your website, and you're ranking in the top 50 for life insurance, you're probably going to rank in the top 10 for over 50 life insurance by default.
Yeah, so I remember that's exactly what you did for me when I took the course. I came in with my list of all these long tail keywords, and I was going to just grill Brad on how do I get to the top 10 or top 5 of search engines for all these different keywords, and by the time I do all this, and the business is going to roll in. And it's like you just took the piece of paper and pretty much crumpled it up and said, what is the keyword you're going after? We picked that, and sure enough, within a few weeks, there I was right at the top of Google.
Yep. And
now it's a year later, and exact thing happened for me. I check my analytics every day or so, and there's all these long tail keywords that just kind of happened by default because I was optimized for the really strong keyword that I went after. And the other side of it was almost more of a psychological shift that you gave me, in that you weren't just giving me technical knowledge. It was a mindset of why just go for the lowest hanging fruit? Why not go for the best? Why not try to be the best?
Yeah.
And as soon as I made that shift, I had a better belief in myself as a business person, and I was more motivated to do well. So you can only do good things in business when you shoot higher, when you shoot for the stars, like you said.
An athlete doesn't go to the Olympics hoping for a bronze.
Exactly.
Right? The athlete goes hoping for the gold, and they want that gold medal, and if they get the bronze, they're still going to get recognition. They're still going to get all the kudos and all the other good stuff.
Totally, yeah.
So and that's another good analogy there, is to just kind of always go for the gold. And if you get the bronze medal along the way, it's still a consolation prize, and it doesn't mean you can't continue to go for the gold while you're enjoying that bronze medal. Yeah. So I mean, definitely. The long tail myth, which a lot of people deal with, is that it's just going to be easier for me to get my really hard term, that 10 people a month are searching, and the reality is 10 people a month is not going to make or break anybody's business. I mean, I shouldn't say that. Maybe depending what you're selling. If you're selling, $60 million jets or yachts or something, maybe that will make or break your business.
Sure.
But the reality is that most people want a flood of customers coming to their door. You need to go after shorter tail, more popular. In fact, pick the absolute best thing there is for your website, and that's going to be the goal we're going to help you set up.